This 26 Sports high school basketball presentation is presented by Cadillac Casting Incorporated.
One quarter play in the books, 15-9. Traverse City Central Trojans with the lead over the Cadillac Vikings. Big North boys basketball action here at Cadillac High School. Jay Simon, Kevin Gregory with you. Our director, Hannah Crouch, mumbling in our ear. And a great crowd here, Kevin, for this one as the second quarter about to get underway. We expected some offensive fireworks out of the Trojans, but the Viking defense has been spectacular. They just got to find some scoring themselves.
That's very true, very true. It is a good crowd here. Notice the Cadillac faithful have those big heads that they wave for the free throws.
Yeah.
I recognize Quinn's mug. Is that Ethan Baker?
I think that's Ethan Baker, yeah. Those are some fantastic big heads as we get the turnover immediately by the Vikings. A little miscommunication. Baker against Walker. Schremeyer looking on the outside for Javid, and he throws it away. I got to make sure I double check that at halftime. I don't want his parents mad at me.
No, you don't want that.
No, I don't want that. Trojans again in that sort of a press zone. What do you call that, Kevin? Help me out.
2-2-1 half-court trap they're in. What they're trying to do is force the ball to the sideline and get a quick hit double team. And they call that no man's land, so to speak, or dead man's corner, wherever you want to call it, just on either side of half court, along the sideline, and of course in the baseline corners as well.
Are they switching up to man-to-man? Because right now it looks like it's just man-to-man straight up.
Yeah, they go half court, 2-2-1, and they fall back into a man-to-man is what they're doing. Of course, the constant double team on Quinn, as you can see right there.
Yep, Crago nearly triple teamed on that, missed, but Genema with the rebound lets the Vikings reset. Fresh shot clock. Just kidding. 6:52 to go here in the second quarter as Benson driving on the baseline is going to get fouled, and Schremeyer is going to pick up his third foul. Does it surprise you that Schreemeyer's not going up for the block at 6 whatever he is instead of trying to draw a charge there?
It does. I think he's standing there because he's got 2 on him already. He doesn't want to leave his feet because that opens the door for a foul. He just didn't quite get to the position he wanted to. That was a frustrating first half for him. 3 fouls. You've got pretty much 2 minutes of playing time. So it's going to be interesting to see how the young fella responds in the second half. You know he's going to come out. He's obviously going to be well rested, but he's still going to have to play pretty conservative with the 3 quick ones.
Magnus Carlson checks into the game. And I think we're going to get a foul on young Mr. Carlson, who doesn't understand. He thinks he's being held, but I watched him as soon as he checked in and got the Crago assignment. He's not giving up too many inches. There's a lot of size on this TC Central team. But immediately just very physical with Quinn. Quinn's got a little bit of a size advantage on him from a weight standpoint as Crago attacking the rim, misses but gets the bunny back and lays it up and in. The Vikings have cut this to 15-11 with 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Chipping away.
The one thing we were expecting to see is there's another turnover by the Trojans. The one thing we were expecting to see, Kevin, was a little more running from these Trojans. And we have not seen it as we're going to get a 30-second timeout. Head coach Jeff Turner wants to talk things over.
Yeah, I think they were trying to, obviously, Traverse City's got some athletes on their team, and they want to push the ball, get out in transition. But there's been a lot of dead ball play with some unforced turnovers from Cadillac, not allowing them to get out in transition. And then a couple times that there was, Cadillac they're a great defensive team, so they get back very well. So it'll be interesting to see how that matchup plays out either. The ultimate offense versus defense is what you call the beginning of the game, and it's holding true.
Balanced scoring in that first quarter as Brumfield's 3 leads the Trojans. Adam Javid with 3, Mason Houston with 3, Zeke Turner, Devontae Walker, and Terrell Solberg all with 2 apiece for the Trojans. Meanwhile, the Vikings were led unsurprisingly by Quinn Crago's 5 points. Gavin Daniels had 2, and Keegan Brooks with a bucket in that first quarter. 15-11, 6:10 to go here in the second quarter. Cooper Benson, one of 3 sophomores, along with Vinny Genema and Keegan Brooks on this Vikings squad. They see significant time, all of them. There's a freshman on the Trojan roster, but I believe that is him in the shoulder sling on the bench.
Yeah.
Tobin Schwaneke, as there was a near steal. Vikings get it back, and there's another near steal. Brumfield is going to come up with it.
I'm not sure what Cadillac was trying to run there. Whatever it was, I don't think they were doing it the way it was drawn up. You got two guys at one elbow, two guys at the other elbow, kind of trying to set a pick, but they were very confused. And when you got active hands and good athletes on the other end, there's no room for confuse.
No. On this end, Cooper Benson's going to pick up a foul, and that's going to send Brumfield to the line for a couple.
Fat heads make no difference on the free throw by Brumfield.
I've always thought, and it is a one-on-one situation, I misspoke. I've always felt that the best thing that a student section like that can do is nothing. Yeah, absolutely nothing. Or, I've seen Duke do this before, the student section. Everybody leans one way just slightly. Yeah. The hands in the air. I've always thought that was pretty cool and effective. Just enough to try and throw the free throw shooter off.
That's what home court advantage is all about, right?
That's right. Nothing works there, though, as Brumfield drains them both. And now you got a 2-and-1 situation. Across the lane for Crago, and he lays it up and in. Nice job there, Kevin, by Genema, as he little pump fake to get Carlson to move and give him the lane to find Crago on the other end.
That's when you know a team is well coached. You got a kid, takes a couple dribbles, comes to a controlled jump stop, and makes a perfect bounce pass.
Brumfield with a great move to the rim, but he can't finish. Crago with the board. 5:05 to go here in the second.
I used to be that disciplined. Now I leave my feet too much.
McTaggart thought about it. I'm sure the scouting report has said that McTaggart's the one to keep an eye on because he is their shooter. And he's going to draw a foul and go to the line for a couple.
Well, that's kind of what we were talking about. You had a couple of ball reversals there without a turnover. Good thing. You have one of the guards attacking the basket. Good thing. Kind of give it a little different look than dumping it down to Crago. And they got another foul out of it.
Cam validates me by showing a good stroke and draining the free throw. Nick Norton, Antoine Ricardo check into the game for the Trojans. They've got much of their bench on the court right now. Cam drains them both, and it's just a 2-point game, 17-15 Central. Straightaway three ball. Crago with the strong board. It's disappointing to an extent with Schremeyer on the bench. We're not getting to see the Crago-Schremeyer matchup we were hoping for.
Yeah, I was pretty excited to see that. Second half.
Quinn looking for Brooks along the baseline, picked off by the Trojans. 4:20 remaining here in the second quarter. Devontae Walker loses the handle again, and this is going to go off Walker.
I don't think either coach, Traverse City or Cadillac, is particularly excited about the ball handling thus far in the first half. I'm assuming there's going to be some chit-chat about that in the halftime locker rooms.
We'll have head coach Jeff Turner of the Trojans at halftime, and you'll probably be able to tell if he looks all red and heated up and mad. You'll know what went on in that locker room, I guess. McTaggart, three ball, good.
Good looking shot.
First three of the game for the Vikings. Crowd loves it, and they take their first lead of the game, 18-17. It's a nice move by Mason Houston, but he can't finish.
This is going to be an interesting stretch here. You got Schremeyer on the bench with 3 fouls, and you got Brumfield sitting right now. I think 2 of the better athletes for Traverse City, so we'll see if their backups can kind of hold court here and keep this thing close.
Brooks looking for Crago down low. Crago nearly threw that in off the miss, and then he gets it up and off the glass. Quinn nearly made that as he rolled it up off his arm.
Looks like the Trojans doing a little small ball here.
It's a 3-point Viking lead, 3 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Houston, 3 ball. Off the mark, Crago. Yet another rebound. And we are going to get a 30-second timeout by Coach Benzenberg. Surprised by that? They got all the momentum.
I am, especially because I saw Brumfield going to the scorer's table, set to check back in. You probably want to ride that out a few more minutes. But I don't know. I think he's probably telling his team, same thing we were talking about up here. Hey, we got the rest of the half. Schreemeyer's not there. Let's try and attack a little bit. Once he comes back in the game, that middle is clearly going to be clogged up a little bit with 6'9" or 6'8", whatever he is. Plus you got your Quinn Crago 6'9", 6'8", whatever he is. That takes up a lot of room in that little lane.
Yeah, technically, I believe Crago's listed at 6'6" and Schreemeyer 6'9", but I just looking at them from up here, one of them is wrong. Quinn could be taller. You never know. See him at church. All I know is I'm craning my neck to look him in the eye.
I crane my neck to stare at his kneecaps.
And Schreemeyer is a tall drink of water himself. McTaggart.
Ooh, yeah. Yep.
And there's a carry.
A lot of unforced turnovers.
My point guard friend to my right caught that one right off the bat.
They missed the one before that. The guy caught it on his hip before he handed it off, too.
Brumfield thought I'm just going to hand it off. We'll see what happens. I'm going to get a foul on the other end, and that's going to be on Ricardo. Again, setting a pick.
I watched a highlight of Brumfield earlier today, and out of a half-court set, they run this little, he's at the top of the key, they run a little back screen for him for an alley-oop. When you need a momentum swing, kind of a little lull in their offense right now,
yeah,
I'd dial it up.
McTaggart, Cooper.
I just want to see a dunk, too.
Parcheski. Now so do the Trojan fans, no doubt. Cooper behind the back. Genema in the corner. Vikings using up some clock here. 2 minutes to go in the first half. I'm sure they would be content to make this a 40-point game, if that. They'll use up as much clock as they can get away with here. Cooper to Parcheski.
Keegan Brooks.
Sorry, Brooks, thank you. I don't know why I keep saying Cooper. There are Coopers on the bench, but they're not in the game.
A lot of Coopers in the house tonight.
There's just a lot of Coopers, period. 1:40 remaining in this one. Errant pass. Trojans give it right back. Well, I'm sure Coach Benzenberg's not happy about the turnover on the other end, but he'll take the quick turnover going the other way. As the Vikings bring Ethan Baker and Quinn Crago back into the game with Barcheski, Brooks, and McTaggart. We got Brumfeld, Javid, Norton, Houston, as Baker with the three ball, no good, and Solberg on the floor. McTaggart straight away three. That will go down 95% of the time. When a ball goes right into your hands and you can step into it like that, I know you as a shooter, those are the ones you love.
Love them, yep. And those are the shots Cadillac's got to take if they want to be successful here tonight. You can't have everything going down low. Quinn did a great job kicking that out, and they got to have the confidence to take those shots. They were passing them early. Last couple of minutes, they're starting to hit a few of those.
1 minute to go in the first half. Brooks with that near steal. And Lady Momentum is on the Viking bench right now. Norton trying to drive baseline. Good ball movement. Brumfield, three, front iron. And this is going to go off the Trojans, off the Vikings. Viking student section not vehemently disagreeing, so they must have saw that. Tapped away. Coach Benzenberg looking at the top official as if to say, did you see that? Did that go off of my guy?
Sometimes you don't need to yell, just a nice snarky look does the job.
Three ball from Javed, in and out. And McTaggart, strong rebound. 44 seconds to go. Vikings, no doubt, will look for the final shot. They lead by 6. Barczewski on the wing. Top side, McTaggart. Baker's the one they want to have it in his hands. He's got the trusty dribble. Brooks. Barczewski. Back to Baker. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. Near steal by Brumfeld. Would have saw something rim rattling if he'd gotten a hold of that. 5 seconds. Crago inside. And we're going to get a foul with 2.3 seconds remaining. I think they're going to get Javed with this from coming from behind.
That's a great call. That is a clear momentum saver. You go from a half-ending dunk to Crago shooting a few free throws here with a couple seconds to go.
Yeah, I was anticipating on that. I was about to start racking my brain for a dunk call. There's no doubt about that one, but Brumfield couldn't hang on to it. Crago misses the first. He's got 6 in the quarter, and it's a 6-point Viking lead. Crago trying to make it 7.
He makes this, he's coming out, so he don't get a big cheap one.
If he misses it, hopefully he stays back if you're Benzenberg.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Don't want him to pick up a cheap one.
Nope. Crago has 12, 24-17 as the Trojans now try to get off a decent look here. 2.3 seconds remaining. Middle of the floor, and the shot will not get off as Daniels off the back of the glass at the horn. Well, that'll do it for the first half of play. Big North Conference basketball presented by Pac Mail, Dynamic Physical Therapy, Trend Designers, and High Point Cadillac GMC. And our thanks to Pizza Plus for feeding the crew before this one. Halftime is upon us. We will have an interview with head coach Jeff Turner of the Traverse City Central Trojans right after this. Don't go anywhere.